Good day, everyone. Today we will discuss and practice the principles of teaching 1 and 2. So, in principles of teaching 1 and 2, there are the National Competency Based Teacher Standards. What is this? It is Ncbts. Again, what's the meaning of Ncbts? The National Competency Based Teacher Standards. Again, what is NCBTS? The National Competency Based Teacher Standards. So, what is NCBTS? Ang clue lang natin dito ay it is the different dimensions of effective teaching. So, pag sabi natin NCBTS, it is about how to be an effective teacher. So, meron tayo ditong CHED Memorandum number 52 series of 2007 and meron din tayong DepEd Order number 32 series of 2009. Again, what is National Competency-Based Teacher Standards? It is an integrated theoretical framework that defines the different dimensions of effective teaching. So, ang clue natin ito, the different dimensions of effective teaching. Meron tayong Memorandum Order, CHED Memorandum Order number 52 series of 2007 and DepEd Order number 32 series of 2009. Ngayon, what does competency-based mean? It means that the standards or criteria for characterizing good teaching are defined in terms of the teacher's credential, LET scores, grades in graduate school, degrees, personality traits, and so on. So, meron tayong 4 na criteria for characterizing good teaching. Paano ba malalaman na maganda o effective ang pagtuturo niya? Kailangan teacher's credential. Next, LET scores or licensure examination scores. Grades in graduate school and personality traits. Siyempre, hindi yan mawawala. So, again, ano ang ibig sabihin ng competency-based? Competency-based, it means that the standards or criteria for characterizing good teaching are defined in terms of the teacher's credential, LET scores, grades in graduate school, and personality traits. And as we look at what the teacher can do competently. Okay, ano yung 4 na criteria for characterizing good teaching? C for credential, L for LET scores, G for grades in graduate school, P for personality traits. So, sa NCBTS, ang pinaka talaga dito ay yung 7 domains niya. Ano-ano kaya yung 7 domains ng NCBTS o National Competency Based Teacher Standards? Domain 1, social regard for learning. Domain 2, learning environment. Domain 3, diversity of learners. Domain 4, curriculum. Domain 5, planning, assessing, and reporting. Domain 6, community linkages. Domain 7, personal growth and professional development. Okay, again, what are the 7 domains of NCBTS or the National Competency-Based Teacher Standards? Domain 1, social regard for learning. Domain 2, learning environment. Domain 3, diversity of learners. Domain 4, curriculum. Domain 5, planning, assessing, and reporting. Domain 6, community linkages. And Domain 7, personal growth and professional development. Again, what is Domain 1? Social regard for learning. So, ano pa pag sinabi natin social regard for learning? So, dapat daw ang teacher acts as a positive role model for students. So, dapat ang teacher ay role model, di ba? Tapos, siya rin ay dapat punctual, have decent, wear decent clothes. At saka, hindi nagsisigarilyo sa school, hindi umiinom sa school, yung mga dapat na positive role model. Okay, pag sinabing social regard for learning, positive role model. Next, let's discuss the domain 2 or the learning environment. Ano nga ulit yung domain 1? Social regard for learning. Number 2, learning environment. So, ano yung mga nasa learning environment? Pag sinabing learning environment, the teacher creates an environment that promotes fairness and makes the physical environment safe and conducive to learning. So, merong security. And next, communicates higher learning expectation to each learner. And lastly, establishes and maintains consistent standards of learners' behavior. So, sa learning environment, ang clue lang natin ay promotes fairness, safe, conducive, security, higher learning expectations, and learners' behavior. Okay? Ulit. Domain 1, ano yung title? Social regard for learning. Ano yung mga clue? Positive role model, punctuality, and decent clothes. Learning environment, ano yung mga clue? Promotes fairness, safe and conducive, higher learning expectations, and learners' behavior, or maintains consistent standards of learners' behavior. Next, domain 3. Una, ano nga ulit yung domain 1? Social regard for learning. Domain 2, learning environment. Domain 3, diversity of learners. So, ano ang ibig sabihin ng diversity of learners? It is familiar with learners' background, knowledge, and experiences, and demonstrates concern for holistic development of learners. So, nandito na yung mga awareness sa multiple intelligence. So, ano yung mga clue sa diversity of learners o sa domain 3? First, learner's background, and second, holistic development of learners. Okay, again, domain 1, social regard for learning. Anong clue? Positive role model. Domain 2, learning environment. Anong mga clue? Promotes fairness, safe and conducive, higher learning expectations, and maintains consistent standards of learners' behavior. Domain 3, diversity of learners. Ano yung clue? Learners' background and holistic development of learners. Okay. Ano yung pang-apat? Domain 4 is curriculum. Kaya ano ibig sabihin ng curriculum? Curriculum. So, sa curriculum, ito yung total learning experiences. And it demonstrates mastery of the subject. Or ang teacher ay mayroong expert power. Pag sinabing expert power, mastery of the subject. And communicates clear learning goals for the lessons that are appropriate for learners. Next, it makes good use of allotted instructional time. And selects teaching methods, learning activities, and instructional materials or resources appropriate to learners and aligned to the objectives of the lesson. So, sa curriculum, meron tayong diyang 4 na clue. First, mastery of the subjects, learning goals, allotted instructional time, teaching methods, learning activities that align to the objectives of the lesson. Okay, again, domain 1, social regard for learning. Anong clue? Positive role model, punctuality, and decent clothes. Domain 2, ano ang learning environment? Anong clue? Promotes fairness, safe and conducive, higher learning expectations, and maintains consistent standards of learners' behavior. Domain 3, diversity of learners. Familiar with learners' background and holistic development of learners. Domain 4, curriculum or the total learning experiences. Mastery of the subject, clear learning goals, allotted instructional time, teaching methods, learning activities, and instructional materials that align to the objectives of the lesson. Now, what is Domain 5? Domain 5 is planning, assessing, and reporting, or PAR. Again, PAR, planning, assessing, and reporting. Ano yung mga clues sa Domain 5? Communicates promptly and clearly. Next, appropriateness assessment strategies, and monitors regularly and provides feedback on learners' understanding of content. So, sa Domain 5, communicates promptly and clearly to learners, parents, and superiors about the progress of the learner. So, dapat nire-report ang mga progress ng learners through report cards and through storya lang or sabi-sabi lang ng anong mga nangyari sa mga bata, ganon. Develops and uses a variety of appropriateness assessment strategies to monitor and evaluate learning. So, dapat marunong ka rin maghanap kung ano yung mga nararapat na test or assessment or evaluation para sa mga estudyante. At dapat lagi ring may feedback. Okay? Sa planning, assessing, and reporting, dapat communicates promptly and clearly to the progress of learners, appropriateness assessment strategies, and feedback. Again, what is Domain 1? Social regard for learning. Domain 2, learning environment. Domain 3, diversity of learners. Domain 4, curriculum. Domain 5, planning, assessing, and reporting. Domain 6, community linkages. Domain 7, personal growth and professional development. Ano yung clue sa Domain 1? Positive role model, punctuality, and decent close. Domain 2, promote fairness, safe, conducive, higher learning expectation, and maintains consistent standards of learners' behavior. Domain 3, learners' background and holistic development of learners. Domain 4, total learning experiences, mastery of the subject, learning goals, allotted instructional time, methods, learning activities, and instructional materials, and that align to the objectives of the lesson. Pag sinabing Domain 5, or PAR, planning, assessing, and reporting, dapat communicates promptly and clearly to the progress of learners and develops appropriateness assessment strategies and monitors feedback regularly. Ano kaya ang Domain 6? Community linkages. So, maliit lang itong community linkages. Establishes learning environments that respond to the aspirations of the community. Pag sinabing aspirations of the community, pag nakita natin ang aspirations of the community, ito ay community linkages. Okay? Basta may community linkages. Okay, again, Domain 7, personal growth and professional development. Ano yung mga dapat natandaan natin dito? Pride in the nobility. Pag sinabing pride in the nobility, personal growth and professional development. Pag sinabing professional links with colleagues, personal growth and professional development. Pag extent of the attainment, personal growth and professional development. Okay, drill nga tayo. Sagutin nyo kung anong domain to. Domain 1, Domain 2, Domain 3, Domain 4, Domain 5, Domain 6, or Domain 7. Pag sinabing aspirations of the community, Domain 6 or community linkages. Pag sinabing feedback on learners' understanding of content, planning, assessing, or reporting. Pag sinabing pride in the nobility, Domain 7 or personal growth and professional development. Pag sinabing professional links, personal growth and professional development. Pag sinabing extent of the attainment, personal growth and professional development. Pag sinabing positive role model, social regard for learning. Pag learners' background, diversity of learners. Pag holistic development of learners, diversity of learners. Pag sinabing mastery of the subject, curriculum. Pag sinabing learning goals, curriculum. Pag sinabing allotted instructional time, curriculum. Pag sinabing promote fairness, learning environment. Pag sinabing methods and learning activities, instructional materials that align to the objectives of the lesson, curriculum. Pag sinabing learner's behavior or maintains consistent standards of learner's behavior, learning environment. Pag sinabing higher learning expectation, learning environment. Pag sinabing safe and conducive to learning, learning environment. Anong CHED Memorandum ng NCBTS? CHED Memorandum number 52 series of 2007. Anong DepEd order number? DepEd order number 32 series of 2009. Anong ibig sabihin ng NCBTS? National Competency Based Teacher Standards. Ano yung clue sa NCBTS? Different dimensions of effective teaching. Ano ang ibig sabihin ng competency-based? Standards or criteria for characterizing good teaching. Ano yung apat na criteria for characterizing good teaching? Credential, let scores, grades in graduate schools, and personality traits. Congratulations, you're done with NCBTS, and now we will proceed sa